What's up? My name's Eric, and today we're going to be going down the Pantera and Dimebag Daryl rabbit hole again, alright? I mean, what's to be expected on this channel? So, we're going to be going through a very interesting approach today. Our test guitar here, for the most part, is going to be this beautiful Washburn D3 Dime Slime, made in America. Such a beautiful guitar. And it's fitted with the Seymour Duncan Dimebucker, and what we're going to do is compare this Dimebucker to this beautiful thing right here. This is, there we go. This is a OBL 500 XL chrome housing and everything, yeah. So, why we're doing that is because there's so many people asking which pickup is the Dimebag sound. He used so many different Bill Lawrence and Seymour Duncan pickups throughout the years that they're all kind of a little bit different from each other, even though they're within the realm of what Daryl was going for through his career in Pantera and in Damageplan. So, I got a couple different Bill Lawrence pickups through a few different guitars. I'm going to compare the Dimebucker to all of them and just see which one really gives us that Dimebag in a ballpark sound. Obviously there's many more pieces to the puzzle, especially with how complex the rig was and how many different parts that were in his rig actually that shaped the sound. But ultimately the pickup is kind of where the tone starts from, especially starting with the guitar. Alright, so here we go. We got three guitars that we're going to be using. We got the Dimebucker in the 97 Slime, and that's also going to be replaced with the chrome OBL that I showed you. We have the 2005 Dean from Hell. This is an era-correct Bill Lawrence that Daryl would have used throughout his years in Pantera. And we also have my 98 Culprit with the original pickup that came from the Dean from Hell when it was first produced. So, as you can see, we have a little bit of different rail sizes between the pickups. Apparently the thinner rails yield a more high fidelity sound. They're going to sound a little bit, not really thinner, they're not going to have as much bass and low end as maybe some of these pickups, but that's all hard to say because there's so many different variables at play, and that's going to be the thing that I'm going to try and keep consistent with these. We're going to be using different guitars, obviously. The one thing that's going to be consistent is more or less the construction of the guitars. All the guitars are made of mahogany. They all got Floyd Rose bridges. We're all going to be using Bill Lawrence or the Dimebucker pickups. Mahogany neck, you know, it's pretty traditional here. No neck pickup or anything, and we're just going to go straight in and hear some DIs, and we're going to hear some distorted tones and everything. I'm going to save you from watching me rip apart this guitar and kind of throw some new pickups in it. We're just going to get right to the tone. So, let's hear it. Alright, so after hearing all of these pickups and the Dimebag kind of compared together, which was kind of the control, more or less, to see how they all stack up against each other, because the Dimebag is an over-the-shelf product that you can get from any authorized Seymour Duncan retailer, and you can find them on the used market pretty readily available, and it's a consistent model, whereas the Bill Lawrences all changed throughout the years, and especially with chasing the Dimebag sound, you might not know which one to really get. The Chrome OBL, as we all heard, that one sounded pretty aggressive, and depending on what kind of amp or plugin you use it for, that's probably the most aggressive pickup that you're going to hear out of them. It sounds absolutely killer, and I definitely get why people like these things over like maybe a traditional Bill Lawrence or a Dimebag. Now, the Bill Lawrence that came in the original Dean from Hell that's now in the Culprit, that's a great alternative as well if you can find one of those. The original gray wire here, that's an error correct one that Daryl would have used in the Pantera days. That was probably the cleanest sounding pickup. Doesn't have a lot of output, and believe it or not, Dime liked his pickups not having the craziest amount of output because he liked his clarity. And you know, despite all the gain that he had going on, like he still wanted his guitar to sound as clean and as clear as possible. And honestly, as I just said, the Dimebag, fantastic pickup. You can't really go wrong with all of these options. It just boils down to a matter of what you can actually source. If you can find a Bill Lawrence, go ahead and grab one. If you can find a Dimebag as well, because that one might be a little bit easier to find, go do that too, because as you just heard, you're going to be in the ballpark. Alright, so that pretty well wraps up today's video, comparing all the different Bill Lawrence models against the Dimebag. Can't go wrong either way, but as I've said, it's just a matter of what you can find. So if you like these kinds of videos, let me know in the comments below if you want to see more of these, like pickup comparisons or chasing Dimebag's tone. I love doing all that stuff as well. And if you love all the Pantera stuff that I normally do, consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. There's going to be a playlist linked at some point in the video here where you can see all the different Pantera things that I do. You know, that's my bread and butter. I love doing that stuff. And if you like seeing the other things that I do, consider subscribing as well, because there's tons of that on my channel as well. Ring the bell if you want to see what I'm up to next, and so then you don't miss it. And you know, all my social medias are in the comments below, and they're in the description, so let's hang out there and let's talk gear down in the comments or over on one of my social media pages. Thanks for watching. See you next time.